He is a hometown boy who's been successful in his career and I would say in life. And he can really tell you which came first, the chicken or the egg. Here's Scott Graham.
I am the Eggman. I am the Eggman. I am the walrus.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh, is that a crazy song?
Well, what does cuckoo, cuckoo mean? I don't know.
It's like who put the bomb in the bomb chip.
Yeah, well, Scott knows that too. Did you grow up with farming in your blood?
Sure did, John. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moved here when I was a year old from Chatham, and we've been farming here since '53.
And when you grew up, did you want to be a farmer?
I would say yes. Probably had some other aspirations along the way. But,
Hockey was one of them, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were quite good.
Well, according to Amy, no. Yeah, well,
you were on a championship team in St. Mary's, weren't
a finalist team.
you? A finalist
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
So you were on one of the great Lincoln teams.
Yeah, well, it was certainly a lot of fun and some lifelong friends.
And you ended up going to college in the United States on a hockey scholarship.
Yes,
right?
I did.
And
Yeah.
what college was that?
St. Lawrence University.
St. Lawrence University, and you happened to meet a lovely girl there, I remember. And she sort of moved back to St. Mary's, didn't she?
Stole her away.
Yeah, good stuff. Now
One of the better Americans. As I've always said, it's not about the people down there. It's about the policy they write sometimes.
Yeah.
So
now, how is that affecting the egg market? Is it good or bad?
Well, we need to be concerned about it, but hopefully we've got a system that'll survive through some of this conversation that's going on right now. It's been a good system for Canadian farmers, so yeah, hopefully we'll withstand all the rhetoric that continues. So,
Now, how long have you been running the farm?
Well, as I say, it's now a third generation farm. Mom and Dad started in '53, and Lori and I took over, well, probably around the early '80s, and now my son Brett is managing the farm.
Yeah. And how many chickens do you have?
Lots.
You don't count them every day?
You know, it's funny sometimes people ask how many birds we have. I like to tell people how many people we provide for, and roughly with per capita consumption, about 50,000 people we could
rely on your eggs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we could provide for.
Now, how many? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so you know, put that in perspective about you know, that our farm could provide for all of St. Mary's and all of Stratford.
And you
easily.
And you provide for St. Mary's in your own backyard.
Yes.
You have the egg house.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of the great places in town. It shows the faith in humanity. You just go. There's nobody there. It's the egg house. It's open. You go, get your eggs, and put money in a slot. And it's all done in trust. And you know something? I'm sure nobody rips you off.
Yeah, it's been probably been doing that for about the same length of time as we've had the sweet court. So since about 1964.
So how many eggs do you get a day?
Roughly 32,000. Yeah, it's a lot.
I can't even think what 32,000 eggs would
I
look like.
wish I could bring everybody that's here out to the farm to show them how it works, because it is pretty amazing. We have new facilities, and yeah, we're pretty proud of it.
Maybe we should make the world's biggest omelet here.
It would be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, everybody wants to know this. What's the difference between a brown egg and a white egg?
There's nothing other than the color.
And why is one brown and why is one white?
Well, John, maybe I'll ask you, what do you think would be the difference?
From a guy who grew up in Toronto, I don't think I would know. There are not too many chickens in North York.
No, it's quite simple. Brown birds lay brown eggs. White birds lay white eggs. However, when I was in Africa a couple years ago, I saw these beautiful white birds in Mozambique that laid brown eggs, which was pretty amazing. It's the first time I'd seen something like that. So.
And they say green eggs and ham. Is there such a thing as a green egg?
Well, yes, there is, probably. Yeah, there's different birds that lay different colored eggs, and Lori and I had the opportunity to go to Chile, for instance, and we saw eggs all different colors in Chile, which was pretty interesting.
Well, we run a bed and breakfast, and I want to somehow get an ostrich egg and say to somebody, would you like one egg or two? Is there any different colors, any difference in the nutrition? You say nothing, no other difference.
No, that's probably a big misconception that people have. They think that there's a lot of difference. Now, it depends on what you feed the birds, obviously, that they transfer whatever's they're eating into that egg. So, say for instance, in Ontario, the eggs have a darker yolk because of their corn fed, and out west where they're wheat fed, a lot lighter yolk. So yeah, they transfer whatever they're eating into that egg.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
You're married to Lori, and you met her in college. Did she
Yes.
have a farming background when you met her?
No, not not at all. Lori comes from the New York suburbs over in New Jersey. So yes, there's very few, lots of people, no chickens.
Okay. And you have 3 boys. Tell me about them.
Yes, 3 boys, Brett, Sean, and Kevin. Brett's the oldest. He's actually the one that's taken over the farm. He's married. He's got a couple little boys. Sean and Fran live in Toronto. Sean and Kevin are identical twins, and they both live in Toronto.
And they're musicians, right?
Yes, they are.
And
yeah.
do they make their living with music?
No.
But they are good musicians. I know they played at the golf course.
Yes, yeah, they're still doing it. Actually, they're at a function here in a couple weeks out at, as a fundraiser.
So how did you become involved in the egg farmers of Ontario, besides being a farmer?
Well, I had always been a counselor, which our system is very much a democratic system, so people are elected as counselors. Those counselors elect a director, and the directors elect a chair. So that's sort of the process I went through. There's 10 different zones across Ontario. So out from those counselors that are elected, they elect the director in each zone, and then at the board level, they elect a chair.
And you're the chair.
Yes.
How big of a deal is that?
Well, it's first off, I really enjoy the position. It's nice to represent what I feel is a great group of people, a great group of farm families that really take a lot of pride in what they're doing. And we have about 10 million birds across Ontario, so it's a lot of birds to fulfill the needs of the province and that type of thing. So yeah, it's been a very rewarding position.
And what does the egg farmers of Ontario do?
Basically everything, John, involved with egg production in the province.
And the safety and the standards.
Yeah, everything to do with food quality. We do testing of barns for diseases, that type of thing. A lot of promotion. You probably see a lot through Get Cracking and Who Made Your Eggs Today, that type of thing. So everything that's related to the egg business in the province.
So the industry, is it changing as time goes on with, because the world has changed a lot in the last 20 years. Has egg farming changed a lot?
Well, it certainly has. It's interesting, and again, when you start talking about sustainability and how far we've moved over the last 50 years, we've doubled production, and at the same time using half the resources we used 50 years ago.
Oh, wonderful!
So
and
that's been
so
a
the
great thing as far as
future's going to be bright and sunny.
Yeah, well, there's a great demand for eggs. People, if you're on Weight Watchers, there's 0 points now, so don't forget that. So you can have them any time of day, as much as you want.
Okay.
All I ask is you just eat 1 more egg a week, which relates to 4 dozen more eggs a year, and we'll be quite happy out on the gravel road.
Okay, well, Scott, thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Okay.
My pleasure, John. Thank you.
Don't
Break my heart.
My egg, you break you.